Hey, welcome back, guys. We have a banger of an episode coming up in the wake of a freshly greenlit Rico shakedown, Diana's arrest, and Cooper Saxe's exposure as the true mole, at least to Tariq. The fallout will be tremendous in this week's episode, and in today's video, we'll be analyzing 5 major events that'll likely take place based on the episode 8 trailer and new photos. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop $1 on that Cash App for us. And lastly, a spoiler alert is now in effect for all things power. Here we go. The synopsis for episode 8 reads as follows. The feds apply pressure to get their suspect to flip. Drew's erratic behavior leads the Castillos to grow suspicious. As Tate prepares to go up against his political opponent, Harper brings his ethics into question. Based on this extremely brief description, we know a few things to start. First, the feds are going to work Diana, and I mean work on her overtime in order to get her to snitch on her family. That means they'll be going in on Monet's image in order to open up old wounds and drive a wedge back between mother and daughter. This could even result in Monet's role in the death of Lorenzo being exposed. If that happens, all bets are off, because Diana loved no one in this world more than she loved her father, so we'll be on the lookout for that. Next, Drew's murder of Gordo was as inevitable as it was orchestrated, but the description sheds light on how his actions could possibly implicate his involvement. Remember, Gordo was the only saving grace between Drew and his brother's rage, as the latter were willing to resort to violence in exchange for a bigger cut. Now that their brother's gone, Drew will have to move carefully to survive the Castillos for the rest of the season. We'll see what lies ahead for him. The last tidbit in the description involves Tate and his seedy actions towards winning by any means on the political stage. We understand by this point that Councilman Tate is the walking embodiment of ain't shit. But his simmering romance with Harper, the instructor of Tariq's only class at Stansfield, will lead him to engage in more self-reflection in his maneuvers, and he may even have to choose between the love of his life and the life that he loves. An easy choice if we know Tate well, but we shall see. Now let's get to these 5 major events likely to take place in episode 8. Event number 5, RSJ versus Weston Holdings. Episode 7 threw us a major curveball in Weston Holdings being exposed as a fraudulent Ponzi scheme. But prior to this revelation, they just landed their biggest fish, RSJ. Though skeptical at first, RSJ was convinced to invest in the company with some added incentive by Tariq and a share of his trust fund that'll open avenues for a real estate opportunity for the mogul. Now that Weston Holdings has been outed as a scam, how will this affect the aforementioned? We've seen an image of Tariq seemingly warning RSJ against his new endeavor, which means he knows himself now as well. And the two could just be plotting on a way to get from under Weston Holdings without acquiring the dirt and residue that comes from misguided association. As I previously stated, RSJ is only there because of Tariq, and Tariq will be the one to get him out, gain his own angel investor, and a powerful ally as he continues his journey forward. Event number 4, the Rico arrest. As we know, episode 7 finally saw the completion of Jenny's dock connection and the beginning of an arrest onslaught. The first was the Tejada home, but the race to come will involve other aspects of their drug organization, most notably the warehouses and God knows what else. It seems that the cops aren't only going for our players, but their product as well, something that's depicted in the episode 8 trailer. What this boils down to is a complete disruption in movement for Tariq and the crew as the Rico reaches a fever pitch, which only spells more consequences when Noma and Obi get wind of the stoppage in production. Event number 3, Kane and Effie sitting in a tree. This one has been building up all season long, and even towards the latter part of last season, if we're being honest. But Kane has got it bad for Effie. He's been on her heels for obvious reasons, but more so than that, he respects her hustle and street ethics, as they mirror his very own. Remember, Effie reached out to Kane to get Lauren removed. He knows that she's just as ruthless and callous as he is, and he's liking the idea of them both running the streets together. He also recently paid her tuition fees, inspiring that little Cheshire cat smile even in refusal, and is even seen defending her in the trailer amid a possible frame-up job in order to get Diana released, something that Davis's note suggested in the new clip. Tariq has all the incentive to set up his former muse as it is, and if he gains wind of her budding relationship with Kane, which preliminary photos do indeed suggest, then he'll move in the spirit of the Ghost Man by getting her up out of here lawfully, exchanging his old girl for his new one. Event number 2, The Death of Theo Rollins by Self-Deletion. Many of you, including myself, are highlighting that one major Power Universe alum is on borrowed time. However, I think that we're getting a 2-for-1 this go-round, as Theo Rollins, the brother of Davis McLean, won't make it out alive if the evidence checks out. He's been the primary concern of Davis this season and has finally gained his freedom. The problem is, he's learned that his brother possibly compromised his very own liberty in the effort, something that Theo simply can't live with, as displayed by their final conversation in episode 7. If he's the one holding the gun to Saxe's head, it's only in an effort to remove Saxe for betraying his brother and working to imprison him. And if Theo goes through with the slaying, what's to say he won't finish the job? What leads me to believe such a thing is the way Davis emotionally cries out for someone to put the gun down towards the end of the episode 8 trailer. I think Davis is going to lose big time in episode 8, either his partner, his freedom, or his brother. We'll see what the writers choose for his fate. And event number 1, the death of Cooper Saxe. This is one of the most likely events to occur in this episode, and it'll also be the most cathartic. Cooper Saxe has been a thorn in the side of the St. Patrick's from the beginning, being bested time and again by the legendary Ghost Man, leading to his brief ruin and subsequent resurrection from prosecution to defense. However, those prosecutorial leanings die hard, and he's found himself on the right side of the law at the worst time, agreeing to betray his employer, partner, and all of his clients in the name of pussy. But his actions aren't without consequence, and now that Tariq and seemingly Davis know of his true standing, all bets are off for the framed prosecutor. It was nice knowing you, Saxe. Cooper out. And that'll do it for this one. What are your thoughts on episode 8 and the possible events to come? Be sure to drop me your predictions in the comments below. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are Power fans, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace, y'all.